Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday. I am here today with a library haul for you guys. A lot of reserves came in at the library in the past couple of days, and I just got home from picking them up, so I will go one by one through these books. Some of these books were recommendations from YouTubers that I follow. Some of them have been on my TBR since the summer, and I'm finally getting around to getting them read, and a few of them are rereads. So let's begin. I love Shakespeare plays. So one Shakespeare play that I have never read that I've always wanted to read is Othello. So this is on my TBR for the immediate future after I finish some of the books I'm reading. The next book was recommended to me by Olive at A Book Olive from her nonfiction video about TV shows. And this is about The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which was one of my favorite TV shows besides Friends and Full House and Will and Grace and all the other shows I used to like. The next book is another book that I heard about. They're all of it, A Book Olive. This is a memoir written by a girl who had cancer, and she got her medical services through St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. I am sure you all have heard of St. Jude's. They have a bunch of commercials that ask you to donate, and Marlo Thomas is frequently seen on it. Marlo Thomas is the woman who played Rachel Green's mom, Sandra, on Friends, for those of you who are not familiar with what she looks like. So I'm really excited to read this book, and Olive said it made her cry, so I may wait a while to read this one. The next book is on my TBR for books that I read in school. Does my opinion change? I started this TBR in July 2024, and this book and a few Shakespeare plays that are in this stack next to me are books that are remaining for me to finish on this TBR. So in 7th grade, we studied the Holocaust, and The Diary of Anne Frank was one of the main books we read, along with Alicia, My Story by Alicia Appleman German, and Number of the Stars by Lois Lowry. So again, this book will make me cry, so I'm not going to read this one right away. The next book I'm going to be reading is a reread. This is my pick for book club with Sonia and Chandler. We're rereading it because our original meeting from the fall got pushed back. So we are hoping to discuss it sometime later this month. Sonia, if you could leave me a comment with when the meeting is going to be for the book group discussion, that would be great. The next book is a highly anticipated release that I can't wait to read. This is the next book in Kerri Maniscalco's Kingdom of Princes of Sin series, Throne of Secrets, which came out around Halloween, and I'm so excited to read this. I love Kerri Maniscalco's writing. The other series she has written are Kingdom of the Wicked, which this series, The Princes of Sin, is a spin-off of, and then Stalking Jack the Ripper. Another reread I will be doing this month is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I read this in the summertime, and I'm rereading again because we got the movie with Julia Roberts for Christmas, and we're going to be watching it in a couple of weeks, so I figured I would reread the book before I rewatched the movie. I gave this book 3.5 stars, rounded down from 4, because I agree with other reviewers who have said that the character, who is supposed to be a self-insert for Elizabeth Gilbert, is whiny and self-indulgent. I'm here for this book mostly for the atmosphere, especially in the chapters that are set in Italy. The next book that I'm going to be reading for Gabby Reeves' Winterween Marathon. It starts on Friday, so I'm going to be starting this book in Mina and the Undead at the end of the week because that's when the marathon is starting. This book has gotten very mixed reviews from other people who I follow on YouTube. Some people have liked it and some people haven't liked it. I like to think that the author who wrote this book read The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, and she got the inspiration for the female character in this book who is obsessed with eyes after seeing how obsessed the author in that book was with talking about the main character's eyes like 200 times on one page, I think. That's what other people have said. The next book is another recommendation from Olive. She read this for Nonfiction November in 2023 or 2022, and it is a book that is about the capital of Cuba and the history of Cuba, and it goes into the Cuban Missile Crisis in the 1960s. So I decided to pick this book up in the library because in 8th grade, we did a unit on the 1960s, and one of the things that we studied was the Cuban Missile Crisis. So I'm very interested to read about that section of the book and kind of reintroduce myself to that. The next two books on my TBR are Hamlet and As You Like It by William Shakespeare. These are two Shakespeare plays that I read in 11th grade World Lit World Studies class with Steve Dreher and Dick Miller. So after not reading them for so many years, I'm excited to read them again. And Hamlet is actually the Shakespeare play that The Lion King is based on. So if The Lion King is your favorite Disney movie, you should probably reread Hamlet. And then finally, the final book in this library haul is The Girl in the Tower. This is the second book in the series with the bear and a nightingale. So I'm excited to read this book. From what I understand, this book is a retelling of Rapunzel. So I'm excited to read this because Christina Lauren came out with a book in the summertime last year called Tangled Up in You, which is another modern retelling of Rapunzel. So I'm excited to see how Catherine Arden how she retells Rapunzel. So that is it for today's library haul. If you have read any of these other books, please feel free to leave a comment below and tell me what you liked or didn't like about them. Have a good day.